I know it may not seem like it, but I love Splatoon, which is weird because I haven't made any videos on it. Well, aside from that one experimental video I made and 2 Splatfests.
And what better way to spend Halloween than to celebrate Team Ghost's victory in the latest Splatfest? That's right, baby, Team Ghost! My team won.
Why would you make a video talking about Team Ghost's victory when you haven't even made any other video talking about anybody else's victory? Ugh, you absolute moron! And I feel as if I've taken Splatoon for granted, especially with all these cryptic messages that keep popping up. They make it sound like the game might be wrapping everything up soon. I don't want this game to end. It just started. There are so many videos that I could have made and I didn't because my mental health is in the gutters. It's not fair.
And worst of all,
I haven't made a name for myself yet. The competitive scene won't allow me because I'm too good at the game, and these big hotty-shotty Splatty-tony people won't even respond to any of my formal emails. And on top of all that, I'm getting older. Look, I'm in my 20s, I'm not in my prime anymore, and making videos is harder for me after I give up on my dreams. Now I work at a pen manufacturing plant just to support my family. So I've decided to do something about it. The Splatoon part, not the giving up on my dreams part. That is, that is beyond repair. I'm going to be sharing my Splatoon techniques guaranteed to help you win every single match, which will help in this upcoming Splatfest. And Team Theme Park is going to win, by the way, just to give you guys a heads up. So pay close attention, folks. These aren't just any regular techniques, all right? These are closely guarded secrets passed down from generation to generation, and soon it will be your turn to dominate the Splatoon era with these tactics and skills. So with that all out of the way, let's get the chit-chat and get right into... Now this is my true area of expertise. I've been using these since day one, and so have you if you played Splatoon at least once. You would have started off with the shooter as your first weapon. It's easy to use and even easier to understand. Good for inking turf and splatting enemy players. And while some deal low to medium damage, they make up for it for their fast fire rate. So even if you don't take out enemy players, it might just be enough damage for your teammates to easily deal with them afterwards. But we're not just talking about these regular shooters. No, we're talking about the super fast rapid fire shooters. These splatting weapons were made for me, built for me, and you best hope not pointed at you. I am a master at these bad boys, and I have perfected and crafted the best way, the utmost perfect set of combos usable not just for Splatoon, but any video game ever made. This is the legendary triple mac and cheese, alright? Now in other games like Super Smash Bros., it's a simple 1, 2, 3 combo, hence the name, triple mac and cheese. But in Splatoon, it's a bit more complicated, alright? It's not just a 1, a 2, and a 3, it's a build-up, then your secondary, and then your ultimate when it's finally ready. If you need to pause the video to write this all down, I understand. It's a lot to remember, took me years to master it. So if you're like me and enjoy the fast-paced lifestyle of easy kills and easier win with a weapon that just feels right for you to use, then the shooter is right up your alley. Rollers are an unstoppable being, a mighty weapon of chaos and destruction, a force so powerful it strikes fear into the heart of anyone that it comes across. And it's a great tool to use. You get insta-kills, you can cover a wide terrain with ink very quickly, and you can even flank ink around to scare off other players or try to hit them without getting too close to them. And that's the big problem you will face. With great power comes great responsibility. When you use the roller, you have to prove that rollers really are a dangerous threat, a menace that cannot and will not be stopped no matter who they come up against. You have the ability to crush your enemies. They have to provide you with the chase, not the other way around. If you fail to prove to the world the true might and power of the rollers, people will start to realize that rollers just really aren't that strong. It would be so easy to ambush them and take them down. Then people will stop using rollers, and rollers will fall into F tier, and the hierarchy of the Splatoon weapons will be in shambles. All because you couldn't do your job properly. So, if you enjoy having unlimited power at your fingertips and making everyone around you angry because you use this weapon for its true intended purpose, then the roller is the perfect choice for you. What are you doing? No. Seriously, What are you doing? Why are you using this? This is not something you would use. This does not help your team at all. It doesn't cover an area with that much ink unless you spam fire it, and at that point it's just a simple string of goop.
Oh, but Biscuit, it helps take out the enemy team, so your team can get the upper hand and get in the lead.
Wrong! Do you know how many games I have had where we had the upper hand the entire time, and then all of a sudden the enemy team somehow got a win in the last 30 seconds of the match? I don't know how they did it, but this is not a game about taking down your opponent. This is a game about covering turf with ink to win. It's in the name, after all. And besides, do you think you can actually hit me? And look at this. Look at these moves. Look at me go. You think you can actually hit me? Like, come on, I dare you to try and hit me.
This is a bucket.
Bucket. This is such a unique and interesting weapon. It operates a bit differently. Unlike everything else, this weapon, you hurl ink in an arc. This can be used to thrown over walls or even over obstacles. And plus, they just look funny. But alas, nobody uses the Slosher, or any other Slosher variant for that matter. They only use the Blobbler. And that is because the Blobbly Booble is a very funny looking weapon. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to use this? And look at this Inkling, look at their face. Even they're like, is this really a weapon? Should I be using this? Is this even legal? I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want an entire dishwasher as a weapon? Also, it's just so much fun to use. I have not had this much fun using a weapon in a very long time. And also, just look how stupid this thing is. This is such a ridiculous looking weapon. Like, everything else makes sense. Paintbrushes, or like the paint rollers, even some of the shooter weapons, it makes sense. They're like little squirt guns or whatever. This is just like a friggin' bathtub. They just, hey, put ink in it. You know, it's silly. Plus, with a fast fire rate, it's kind of like a rapid fire shooter, so it's perfect for me. So, if you enjoy the Team Fortress 2 short expiration date, then this is the bucket for you.
I am heavy weapons guy. And this is my weapon. Cry some more.
I remember the Dualies from Splatoon 2, and that's the big problem. They were a huge thing in Splatoon 2. The hot potato, the top banana, the weapon everyone wanted to use. It was fresh, it was new, it was stylish and classy, and it showed off how the Nintendo Switch operated. You know, with gyro controls and separated controllers. It was incredible. But now, nobody uses them. See, they used to be cool, but there's new weapons added into Splatoon 3. Now, these weapons are the big thing that everyone wants to use. I mean, come on. You wouldn't want to be seen with these crusty weapons from Splatoon 2. Splatoon 1 weapons are different. That's nostalgia talking, but these bad boys, you would get laughed at for just showing up with them. And that's where the tactic comes into play. See, while they're too busy laughing and having a good time making fun of you for showing up with old, outdated weapons, bam! You hit them with the good old 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then you dodge roll out of there because they completely forgot you could do that. So if you enjoy cool looking gear and love to be an underdog, then you deserve these weapons. Break time! There's been a lot of useful information in this video, so I'm just pausing the video now. You know, maybe you need to write it all down, maybe just a pause to get all that information nice and soaked in your head, maybe you just need a little break from all the action going on the screen, maybe you need a cup of water, whatever it is, just a nice little pause, but also to remind you that my thumbnail artist, Ibby the Ibster, might be doing commissions soon, so make sure to keep an eye out on that. But in the meantime, you can support her on Ko-fi. With that out of the way, let's get back into the video. I don't really see many people using these, and trying it out for myself, I can understand. They aren't really that strong, and most of these shields are pathetic. But hey, it looks cool, it has a shotgun blast style ink spread, and if you pair it with the right cosmetics, people will think you're a spiffing chap, a cracking bloke, a ludicrous lad full of whimsy and tomfoolery. Well, If any of those phrases define your character, then keep a stiff upper lip and brush off your tie. There's work that needs to be done, lad. Blasters are unfortunately in the same situation as chargers, and we already know about the chargers. However, blasters have just a slight enough bit of a difference. They're at least useful in covering the turf, I think, even if they are incredibly slow. They can provide with enough ink to help cover and eliminate enemies. Unfortunately, everyone uses weapons that can easily counter blasters these days. That is, literally any other weapon. But hey, it's useful in Salmon Run, so at least the charger won't be so lonely. Do you really want to use the roller, but you really don't want all that responsibility and hatred for using the roller? Well, may I introduce you to the brushes. It's like the roller, except for one small little detail. It is nothing like the rollers. This pathetic stick could never handle the power and might of the rollers, but can do this. I mean, this is pretty cool, huh? So if you really want to use the roller, but you just don't want all that responsibility and hatred for using the rollers, then grab this on your way to the turf war. Now, thankfully, these weapons are still new, so nobody really knows how to use them yet, which is great if you have people on the opposite team using them, but that probably means people on your team probably don't know how to use them yet, and that probably means you don't know how to use them yet. And I don't know how to use them. I only use the Aerospray RG. Every other weapon is just far too complicated for me to understand. But hey, if you want to confuse the enemy team with this weapon, then go for it. It might work out in your favor. Hi, I'm Lazy Biscuit. You may have heard me. The following video is actually a satirical parody intended to inspire humor in you, the lovely viewer watching this video right now. Thank you. Most of these tips and tricks actually will not help you. Well, with the exception of triple mac and cheese, that one is actually scientifically proven to work. Most of these tactics may or may not work though. But the important thing to remember is that you should choose the weapon that you enjoy playing with, the weapon that you have the most fun using. That answer was the Blobbler. If you said anything else, then you were unfortunately incorrect. Bye-bye, biscuits!